Hello, it's Joe from Cuttable. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can edit different types of ads in Cuttable. There's quite a lot to go through, but trust me, it is really worth your time. So you'll notice this little icon here on the top of each ad. If you click that, you'll open up what we call the editor. In this section, if I click on the background of the ad, you'll see a few options come up to make some changes. And so right now we are using this image as the background of the ad. If I play it here, you'll see it's just a still image. So if I click on the background of this ad, you'll see a couple options come up where I can make some changes. Right now I've got this image as the background for the ad, and so that's why I've got media selected here. If I wanted to change that to just a flat color, I could hit color and then choose the color that I want to use. But then if I want to go back to using an image or video, I can click media and then select one that I want to use. I can also then change to different ones in here by selecting this replace media option. You'll also notice we've got this dark underlay over the background that helps this light colored logo and text to be a bit easier to read. I can select this here and remove it if I want to do that, or put it back on. I can also crop the image that I'm using if I want to zoom in on a certain point. And then I can also change the animation that's being used on this ad. So if I go here and play it, you'll see there's no animation. If I want it to zoom in, I can select that option. The next thing I can edit is my text. And so if I click on this, you'll see some options come up. I can hit edit, or I could double click on the text and edit the copy. I can change the font to another one that's in my brand kit. I can increase or decrease the size, change the color or the alignment, or I could just hide the text altogether. I can also change the size of the text box by pulling on the side, and I can drag it and move it around. The next thing is your logo. So if I click on the logo, you'll see there's different options based on the colors of logos I've got set up in my brand kit. I can change its size by pulling on these, or I can drag it around, move it to a different spot, or I could also just hide it like I showed with the text. It's important to note that in Cuttable we do make 3 different aspect ratios of each ad, and so I can toggle between them here. You'll notice that the logo has been moved to fit in this ad. If I wanted it down the bottom for this 1:1 version, I could also do that, and same thing for the 4:5. But the rest of the changes reflected the ones we made in the 9:16 version. You're also able to add a social media overlay by clicking this button and seeing how it would look, say, on an Instagram story. And then I can also review how the safe zones impact my ad. And so you can see I might want to consider moving this logo up to inside this safe zone. And then after I've made all my changes, I can hit this review button to see how each aspect ratio is going to look, as they'll be placed in their appropriate placements on Meta. Once you've made your changes, make sure you hit save and exit, and then you will see the updated version in the group of ads. Now here we've got another type of ad where most of the editing is similar, but there are a couple different things. So again, with this one, I can change the color or media background. And when it comes to text, I can edit that like I would with the other ad, where I can double click to edit the copy. I can change the font, the size, the color, or the alignment. In the middle here, you'll see we've got a cutout product image. I can click on that and swap it for a different image. I can navigate through different albums by hitting See All Media, changing my album, or I could search for files here. I'm just going to leave that one for now. And then again, I can edit this text. These arrows here, if I click on that, I can change its color. But if it's a bit hard to click on, if I'm not toggled on to anything, you'll see this color option on the side. I drop down and I can see it's on black. So that represents these arrows. So I could change that if I wanted to as well. One thing I didn't mention is the audio. So if I wanted to change the audio that's being used with this ad, I can come down here, I hit this replace audio option, and then I can select from any of the audio that's set up in my brand kit. So if you've got audio that you want to use, make sure it's in your brand kit, and then you can select it from here. Remember, save and exit if you've made some changes that you want to keep. Okay, last one here. I've got an ad with an image as the full background, and then this reminder over the top of it. I want to change this image to a video. So what I can do is I can click on this, change the media, and I'm going to look for a video. So I'll select that, and I'm going to use this video. I've got a few more videos that I want to add. This one's only 3 seconds. So I'm going to hover over the right side of this video bar and hit this add clip button. I'm going to do the same thing, select video. I'm going to choose this one. And then I'm going to add one more clip. And we'll go with this one. So now if we watch that, it's using this audio track that I've got put in there, but maybe I want to use the actual audio from the video clips. What I can do there is I can hit this use audio button, and that's going to use the original audio from that clip. And I can do that for each clip. So now when I play the video, okay, so you can hear both of them. The next step, if I want to use only original audio, is I can just clear this audio here. You get the point. I can also crop these videos if I want to make them shorter, or I can make them longer. I can also change the order that they're in. I can also use this little green bar to change the size of this video bar, and then I can easily extend the length of this one. I hope this helps. We're constantly adding new features and updating things in Cuttable. So if you're wondering how you can do something, don't be afraid to reach out. With that said, this should give you pretty much what you need to know to edit the different types of ads to get them exactly how you like it.